This pick in South Carolina was already incredible, but now I'm staring down the headlights of a 1934 Ford Cabriolet.
He bought this probably 12 to 15 years ago.
Pretty cool looking.
Him and my mom would take it out on Sunday drives.
Oh,
When's the last time it ran?
I drove it probably a few weeks ago. Runs good.
A 1934 Cabriolet, convertible, V8, every option known to man at that time. When Ford stepped away from the 1931 Model A, things changed drastically. The mechanical and aesthetic innovations in 1932, 33, and 34 are why these cars are so sought after. In 1932, the Ford V8 came out. In 1933, the body style was changed dramatically. If you look at the front of a 1934 Ford, the width, the curve, the size of the fenders are sexy. With each year, the cars got more elegant, more refined, and more streamlined. How's it shift? How's it go through the gears?
The transmission, all that works fine. It's just got a little play in the wheel. And it's got, I guess, the old manual brakes. It's a little hard to stop. And TJ enjoyed old cars, and he had a few over the years, but that was his latest.
What do you want for the car?
I mean, I'd like to get 40. I mean, like I said, I really don't have to sell it.
Yeah.
It's not pressed to sell it.
Overall, the car is solid for being over 80 years old. Let's fire it up. But the kind of money that we're talking here is serious cash, so everything has to be looked at. What's that noise?
If you let the clutch out, I think that's the clutch noise you're hearing. See?
It sounds good.
Sounds smooth.
Go take it for a ride.
Really? I've driven 34 Ford Coupes before, but I've never driven a 34 convertible. I'm excited to get on the road with it. Later, Frank! If you had the means to buy a car like this in 1934, then you were a part of the 1% in America that could own something like this. 34, we're coming out of the Depression. Prohibition is gone, and you're driving a 1934 Cabriolet. So if you were driving a car like this, you were balling. The big thing the car has going for it is the engine. It sounds perfect.
You got it. It sounds good. It's that clutch noise, I wonder.
I know. Hear that?
Yeah, you know, well, usually it's the throwout bearing.
After driving the car, the biggest thing that it's gonna need is a new throwout bearing. Okay, you gotta drop the rear end of the car to put that in. That's gonna cost some money. I noticed the speedometer didn't work, and the radiator, you can see it's losing fluid. The car is over 80 years old. Of course it's gonna have some issues, but if I'm gonna put a number on this thing, I've really gotta pick it apart the same way that somebody is gonna pick it apart when we go to sell it. I noticed the lights don't work either.
Yeah.
The headlights don't work.
That's right.
Paint's cracking pretty bad right here.
Oh, look over here, we got some real cracks.
The paint is starting to fail. It's chipping, it's flaking. This is an older amateur restoration that is really starting to show its age. So tell me where you're at.
Well, I was at 40.
I don't think you're off in regards to, like, if the car was mechanically perfect. And what I mean by that, like, the clutch wasn't making that noise, the headlights worked, the speedometer worked, the radiator wasn't leaking fluid. If all that stuff was fixed, I think it's a $40,000 car.
Right.
This is an extremely desirable car, and usually you see them, they're completely rusted out, they need to be restored, or they're in the middle of a restoration, or they're restored so nice they look like a piece of jewelry, and they're extremely expensive. But to me, this is the way you want to buy them. $35,000. We're talking a lot of money here.
Would you do 37?
Overall, the car is pretty solid, but it's got some mechanical issues. That is what's taking it down to the point where we can afford it to buy it and make a little bit of money. I'd do 36.
Yeah, I can do that. I do appreciate that.
All right, I feel good about that too. I very much appreciate it. We're doing this.
Awesome.
This is the type of car that no matter how old it gets and no matter how many owners it has, everyone feels the same excitement and passion to own something like this. I'm excited to get that Ford up the way it should be.
Well, I appreciate y'all
Heck
coming
yeah.
down. I think they understood what I was up against. I think it was a good process, and I think that I got as much as I think I could get with anybody else.
See you, Rob. See ya.
It's like a day-to-day treasure hunt. I'm out there looking for rusty gold. I'm looking for the unusual and impossible.
It's back roads, it's dumpster diving, it's flea markets, it's people's homes.